Alright guys, today we're in Kentucky. More specifically, we're in Williamstown, Kentucky. And more specifically than that, we're at the Ark Encounter. Alright guys, we've arrived at the Ark Encounter in Williamstown, Kentucky. Williamstown, Kentucky. So I went and asked, there's no drone flight. They do have drone flights online. They don't allow drones on the Ark property anywhere. So can't really fly drone on this property, but they do have drone videos online in the snow and other things, so you can go see all this from drone footage. It's always good to ask. It's kind of windy today. I don't know that I've been able to take my drone up anyways, but it would have made some nice photos. But they said they have some that you can use your drone footage of the Ark Encounter. See the Ark way over there. That's where we're going. It's quite a ways away, but it is huge. That is gigantic. And I can just imagine when that was originally built, the people all in the area wondering, what in the world is Noah doing building that thing out in the middle of the desert? These Ark goers, they know how to do it. They're coming in a camper and a boat. Here's a way to come to the Ark. 56 Bel Air. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, here's another one. They must have a hot rod club here today. So 40 Days and 40 Nights is held here. That's the largest Christian music festival. It is live today. So there's a little photo op thing here. These giraffes have Alright, if you got tickets, you go this way, and then you get on the bus. Doing well. Okay, we got our Ark Encounter map guide, and we get on this bus. We don't have to walk down there. They're going to drive us. Isn't that great? Some seating while you wait. Here's our bus driver. His name's Bill. He's got a great... So he'll probably be a safe driver. Okay, so look at the map. The Ark's right here. And there's all this stuff around. The Ark has 4 levels. Stay tuned. Okay, there's another like sky walk type thing, like they had over at the Creation Museum. They have it here at the Ark also. And it looks like it's called the Ark Encounter Screaming something. Ooh, there's the Ark. You can see it. Oh my gosh, it's huge. Check that out. Very nice. Oh, look, a beautiful rainbow. It's gorgeous. Yeah, and the car's here, the interview, which I do have a part of that here, so let me throw that in here. Okay, so there's a answer center here. We'll go see what that is. But if you come through this rainbow archway, you can see the Ark right on the other side. It's pretty impressive. So as soon as you walk in, there's the little zip line thing. It says Journey, Animals, Truth, Virtual Reality. The Jeremy Earnhardt car's over here. We're gonna go check that out. I got an exclusive interview that they had online. We'll go ahead and share some of that and let you see what Jeremy and the owner or the president or the man behind the Ark has to say about the Ark. And here's the car in that interview. So let's just check this out a little bit. We'll go right into the interview. Looks really cool. So what they're driving when they're doing 120 miles an hour for a lap after lap after lap, stuck in this little seat here. You can see the Ark Encounter here on the side of the car. And it's going to be on the hood as well. I believe it's supposed to be on the hood as well. It is now right on the back quarter panel. And the taillights are all stickers. August 25th, Friday, August 25th, this is what the car is going to look like. Looks amazing, right? So check into that, August 25th.
Hi, I'm Ken Ham, CEO of Answers in Genesis, Creation Museum, and the Ark Encounter. And the Ark Encounter and 45 minutes away, the Creation Museum are the two leading Christian-themed attractions in the world. And have here with me today someone very special, Jeffrey Earnhardt. Hi, Jeffrey.
How's it going?
Great to meet you.
Yes, sir. You as well.
Hey, I found out that you have a very famous grandfather, right?
Yeah. He was he's a pretty special man. He won 7 championships in NASCAR. What some consider the greatest in our sport. There's only 2 other guys that have won 7 championships.
After this interview, that has plastered all over it, the Ark Encounter logo.
Yes, sir.
It's going to be all over the. What do you call this?
The hood?
No, it's not. It's a bonnet.
Okay.
So, just so you get the terminology right.
I'll have to work on that.
Right. And what do you call the back part?
The trunk?
You mean the boot?
The boot?
Yeah.
Okay. All
The
right.
boot and the bonnet.
The boot and the bonnet. All right. I think I can remember that.
So how are you going to feel driving this around NASCAR tracks when it's got a big Ark Encounter logo on the hood?
Yeah. No, it's gonna be amazing, man. Daytona's an amazing track. It's a track that my family's got a ton of history at, a lot of wins. Hopefully we can put the Ark Encounter car in victory lane down in Daytona. But
that's word. And to show them that science confirms the Bible. And well, it's a long story, but over years of ministering in Australia and then coming to America and that burden intensifying, and actually in 2007 we opened the Creation Museum in Northern Kentucky. I prayed for one in Australia, but God answered the prayer in Kentucky. And people say, why Northern Kentucky? Well, we're within a 1-day drive of 2/3 of the population. And when we opened the Creation Museum, even before we actually opened it officially, we were talking about what are we going to do next? Because you're here on earth, you just can't stop. You got to do the business of the King till he returns, right? And so what are we going to do next? And over the years, one of the most asked questions, I get lots of questions like, where did Cain get his wife? How do you know the Bible's true? And so on. We answer those at our attractions. But one of the most asked questions was, how could Noah get the animals on the Ark? And we used to use helium balloons to try to show people how big the Ark was. And we talk about kinds versus species. And so in 2004, we said, why don't we build a life-size Ark? Why not? Using timber.
Yeah.
And it was really a miracle how it all happened, but God brought all these people together, Amish and Mennonite carpenters, and then all these contractors, and an architect who all his life had been designing a Noah's Ark using a timber frame structure. God brought it all together. It's just amazing. And then there it is. It's the biggest freestanding timber frame structure in the world. 3.3 million board feet of timber. It's 1.5 times the length of a football field, half the width of a football field, and there are 3 decks of exhibits, 130 exhibits in there answering all sorts of questions, and thousands of people come every day. They come from all over the world. We have a carousel, we have a virtual reality experience, we have a zoo at the back. From a biblical worldview perspective. We have zip lines. You know, people ask me, why do you have zip lines, you know, at a Christian attraction? Because Christians can have fun too, right?
I like it.
And Christians can have fun driving a NASCAR
exactly,
too, right?
exactly.
Okay, so over here you can see a little more of the outside things. And here, 40 Days and 40 Nights, there's an outdoor concert at noon. Monday through Saturday is the pre-concert, and Monday through Sunday is the main concert at 4 o'clock. So plan on staying all day if you're coming to the Ark Encounter anytime soon. We're going to go right into this entrance. There's a great spot for photos over here, and you can be Noah, and we'll get my son to take a picture of Tammy and I. Cool elephant tapestries, areas. Just the massiveness of this is intense. Some kangaroo tapestries over there. We just sang the Kookaburra song with some people, some strangers. Laugh, Kookaburra, laugh. So this lady's playing her phone Kookaburra. Let's see if we can get this to talk. He started to.
Maybe didn't know his beans like
Laugh, Kookaburra. Then there's some lion tapiaries and some giraffe tapiaries. So you wonder why life's always hard? Well, it's part of the curse. He cursed the ground, and he cursed the fact that there'd be pain in childbearing. So it's always going to be rough till the curse is over. Come, Lord Jesus, come. Break this curse. And the series of Cain murdering Abel. And then wickedness fills the world through the curse. It got so bad once God destroyed the earth with a flood. And he gave a way for people to survive right here. Most everybody just laughed at him. What a crazy fool Noah is. Check this out, man. We're getting up on it now. It is huge. Yeah, that's a big one. That's a big boat. Just walk underneath the ark. Beautiful plants back here. Paved walks. The fauna's gorgeous. We're snaking our way in. Hey, absolutely no pun intended. So you go through this line here, and you're actually under the ark. This is the ark right here. This is the center beam, and we're actually going to go up into the ark now. So stay tuned. We do have mobility scooters if you need them. Slowly making our descent into the ark. We're about even with the bottom of the ark now. I feel like I'm one of the 2x2 animals proceeding into the ark. We're like, hurry up before it starts flooding. Let's go. Just look at these joining docks. That's an inside look at the ark. And these big beams interlocking wood, and then they would lock all this together like this.
Make plans now to be at the home.
Some feeders and waters, the same way we keep animals today. Little cage, little jug of water, like a hamster feeder. Feeder down there.
At 4 p.m. today in the Answer Center, it's absolutely free. No ticket is required. Bring the home who attends.
There's an oil lamp.
That's right. Everyone attending.
Oil lamp and light. As you walk through here, there are animal noises everywhere. You feel like there's animals inside all these bins. Pigs, chickens. Well, you can't see any of the bins. This is what it might have looked like. It had some oil lamps, a bunch of cages of small animals. Probably kept a lot of baby animals. There's some of the hull. Rounded. Very ominous in here. They did use some steel and brass that they learned. They were forging at this time. So this is a posted beam structure. They used a lot of wood, pegs, and giant trees. Very, very, you can hear the storms hitting. It's very ominous. That was the stern. That was the stern, I think, the front of the ship. Look at all these bins. Small, small bins. I think they took a lot of animals when they were younger, so they could store a lot more of them. And look at the way they would store food and water for the journey, so they wouldn't fall off and break. I mean, I really wish I was during this time, honestly. I'd have loved to have been on this ship taking care of all these animals, bringing grain around, filling each bin with grain. Oh, we got snakes. I mean, you have to have so much food. You have to have so much different food because animals eat all different types of things. Oh, there's a pig in that one, maybe. Small birds.
אלוהים שבשמיים, אנו מבקשים את רחמך בסופה נוראית זו. הראת לי לבנות ספינה.
All the grain bins.
אלוהים שבשמיים, אנו מבקשים את רחמך.
Opens up big area. Was Noah required to bring insects? We'll find out here in a little bit. So apparently, he might not have taken insects because he said to take all the animals that breathe through their nostrils. And insects actually breathe through their ectoskeleton. And they could have survived on floating debris or as eggs or larvae. So Noah might not have taken any insects. Although if he took insects, I'm pretty sure he would have killed those 2 flies and maybe those 2 mosquitoes. So one way they fed things was through multiplying moss. It would allow the moss to climb directly into the pots, providing renewable food source like this. The moss would be here, and they would come over, and the reptiles would just eat them. So this could be like a big watering thing. Yeah, it looks like a big. They'd have a bowl down here, and this would be filled with water. I love their latches. See how they open and lock their doors. And then some of the dinosaurs would be kept in some of the bigger cages. Theories are showing now that they didn't have to keep exactly one of every type of animal. I mean, every kind of animal. Basically a type of animal. So all dogs would eventually repopulate all dogs type of thing. The flying kind. So it's ingenious. You could open this up and this would actually lift up, flip around, see on that swivel, and then you could fill this, flip it right back down into your bowl, and it would hold the water and just let enough out to drink. Same concept we use today. There's like a lot of rooms down and through here, all the way down through here. Oh, maybe you can stay in the ark? Took like a bear kind, a sloth kind, and all these sloths would have turned into the sloths that we know today, or bears that we know today. There's a deer kind. Now these deer that they would take or that was soon, would have the genetics to turn into all the deers we have today. I mean, look at the people that have come from Adam and the people that have come from Noah. The genetics were in them in the beginning. It's the same way with animals. Some more jugs here. Grain. They would use every square inch to store food, animal, and there's still a lot of space here. I mean, there's so much space here that they aren't using for this replica that could have been used, but it all had to be somewhat balanced too. Look, bats. At the end of the first level, there is a giant scaled down ark model. And they explain how they kind of fit everything into the different levels of the ark in great detail. So this is the hull of the boat. The back end, I think it's called the hull. Look how big these timbers are. And they would have used cypress logs. Think cypress. Sure we'll find out, but big old trees. It's impressive. So here you go. Made out of gopher wood and cypress or cedar. And then from the fall, it's just kind of gone downhill from there. We are starting to get better as humans, learning from some of our mistakes, hopefully. But we seem and tend to just repeat history over and over and over. Come on, guys, we're brighter than that. Start using the brains God gave you. Look at this diorama. Slaves all being taken advantage of, and the people just cheering it on. Is that the type of world you want to live in? People that just thought, you know, this is fun. We're going to eat, drink, and be merry. They even made idols to worship some of these false gods. But with sin comes death. And that's what happened. Shoots here. So you can just walk around there and feed everything, especially the more dangerous animals. Then they'd fill up the waters here, and this would feed water both sides, one jug. So some of these more fierce animals you wouldn't have to get in or near. Giant beams here. All over, back into here. I'm not sure what this is. There's a movie. 22-minute movie that plays every half an hour. This is all extra provisions, blankets. Now there's a kid's spooky animal encounter. There's one I noticed. Noah's daughter-in-law's bringing food across to these animals that we showed you the chutes. Can you make this face? Can you make this face? Can you make this face?
This way.
Now look on this side. These people are making faces in here. And they're gonna make a face, watch. Whoa! Firefly. Whoa, monkeys. And look, Noah put up do not touch signs for all of his sons, and you know, Noah's got it locked down. Video surveillance. And you know what? It may not have needed to be too tall. Maybe this is the giraffe type that they took. Maybe. So in these bigger stalls, you'd have all your provisions up here with these walk planks, and then they would feed and water them from above down to the animals. See? Canids. They're all the dog kind. This is like the original dog kind. And then this would be like the Felix, and this would be the mother or father of all the cats we have today. The ark basically needed to house the ancestors of fewer than 34,000 land-dependent species. And they have found a way on here to hold all 34,000 land-dependent species on this ark. And so that's where the type of evolution does come into play, because depending on how the climates were, the area that they were in, and these ancestors of these different genus would adapt to those areas, but not over billions of years. Actually, quite rapidly. All the parrots might have came from one bird, and all the monkeys could have came from one genus. Here at the Ark, they answer on how they fed all these 34,000 animals and how they disposed of the waste. There were very ingenious types of ways for them to be able to do that. Slotted floors in the cages combined with a series of angled trays placed beneath them would move the waste of many animals. Same idea as what we use today. Clean water poured through fabric coverings. Corks removed empty liquid waste, and then the waste was all collected in a drainage system. They could do it all at once. Here's what some of the tools might look like. They've been carrying around while they worked on the ark. They have a tool pouch, kind of like some handymen today. Here's a small representation of the watering system. Maybe how they would have stored water and grain. Lots and lots of grain. So for fresh water, it did rain for 40 days and 40 nights. There's a good chance that Noah collected rainwater and would store it for all the animals. Also, the liquid waste removal could have been connected to valves or drainage systems. And after mucking large animal stalls and scraping droppings from the small animal collection trials, solid waste could have been placed into wheelbarrows and moved to a vertical conveyor system powered by an animal or a treadmill. This device would dump the waste into a vertical shaft that would open to the sea. Say the animal running the treadmill, and it might have cut this and just dumped it right out into the sea.
How was I able to fit all the animals? Good question. But fitting the animals on the ark was actually not too difficult. You see, God knew just how big the ark would need to be. So his instructions were perfect to fit all the animals and all the needed food and supplies. And thankfully, God didn't send the largest of each kind.
I'm sure they kept some family artifacts as well, and they had a month or so to prepare for this. They could have carved some family heirlooms and things that they remember of the world that they were rapidly losing in the flood. Maybe some stories of old that they wanted to carry on into this new world that they were going to experience. And they kept a lot of scrolls of everything that needed to be passed on. So there would be a whole section of area for writings and history and sculptures and belongings. Some musical instruments. Looks like they have some flutes there. You know, things to pass the time. Not as if they didn't have plenty to do with maintenance, saplings. carpentry shop, building area on the ark, as well as a forge. I tried dancing. You'd have had a job here on the ark because they had an area and they were already making and bending brass and iron at this point. And look how they make their forge, just with a clay pot there. You can see the fire going right out the side of the ark. So this is all the scripture gives us about Noah, is that he walked with God. He was a righteous man and preacher of righteousness, and he faithfully followed God's instructions. So we do know that he did probably throughout his time was giving the attributes and the knowledge to do these types of skills that he did. Kind of like we today learn these skills. And honestly, a lot of these things you're just born with. I found out in my trade, you can teach, but if you don't have these abilities born into you, there's no way you're going to succeed at what you're doing fully. That's why it's good to find out what you're good at, what you've been born to do, and you'll do a lot better in life, trust me, because you can only be taught so much. A lot of the stuff you're born with. But the world was filled with violence and evil, kind of like today. And God does not want that for his people. He wants a life of happiness and joy. He created us to love and be loved. This is not the way. The way the world is today is not the way God created it. Now there's a bit of a fairy tale arc here for the young kids. They can go in there and interact. It does look like a lot of fun. Pretty cool, fun things in there for kids. Japheth often wondered, or at least we've been told that she wondered, why was God killing everyone on the earth? Was that just? But God has to judge sin. He can't allow sin to come onto the earth, and so being a just God, he doesn't have the ability not to deal with it, or else that'd just be make him not God. So although he's sad, he has to follow through. And so we need to be mindful of this, be fearful of God, knowing that God is a loving and compassionate God. He wants the best for us, but there are consequences to sin. They have a giant door here that Jesus closed, but when the doors open, people were able to come in. He did give them plenty of chance to come in and be saved from the flood. Just like the next destruction, it is coming. There's an open door right now to come in and find salvation from this next destruction, when the whole world will be destroyed again. Will you go through this door before it closes? Or are you going to be left outside in the flood?
I've been trying to be my own guiding star, but it appears it hasn't taken me very far.
Okay, they do have a fair trade market here like they do at the Creation Museum. So these are handmade items from all over the world. And they do have an Uncle Leroy's snack shop over there that you can purchase some food and snacks from. We are going to get some Uncle Leroy's. Corbin's chosen death by chocolate. What is that? Fudge. So you get a big slice of fudge. It is $15. So it's a nice big slice of fudge. And the giant cookies. We got a peanut butter one. They're giant. They're $4.
Jesus showed the way, but hey, I'm not religious in an old sense. I can't stand the way that most priests talk in the state church or
Get to the top of the ark now.
After having tried to decide each time I had to make a choice about something worthwhile, now I take a pause and I take a breath and listen to them, then I know how to begin. With an open heart and mind and arms laid down, your war and hate and arms left in the light of day, and let Jesus show the way. But hey, I'm not religious in an old sense. I can't stand the way that most priests talk in the state church or elsewhere. Try to get it right from the start. Unite mind and heart. Choose a way. Don't go astray and try to ease the pain. Don't stay the same. Love your neighbor, that's the labor.
There are, of course, restrooms up here.
Lately, I've been questioning my own path. Who knows how long
Look
it
at this place.
will last or where
Humongous.
it will go. Now I
Humongous.
take one step back and I watch what's going on, and I relieve the need to know. With a broken heart and mind and arms laid down, your war and hate and arms left in
Watch for
the
the
light
spots
of
to
day.
stand on, because when you do, the photo and the shot is amazing.
Stand the way that most priests talk in the state church or
The
elsewhere.
ark might have looked something like this. See them painting? I love that they're painting. It's amazing. And now, here's Shem. That was Japheth over there with his wife Ryan. This is Shem and Ariel's living docile, and they've got it done up real nice with some basket weaving there, and you can see Shem's a musician. So of course they would keep a bunch of provisions for human consumption too. There were humans, and there's a bunch of plants that they would have started. Tammy would have been all over that, and drying racks and producing food. And then in here they would have skylights and stuff, and they could grow some of their plants in pots and in planters to provide herbs and foods while they were here for the 40 days and 40 nights and until the waters settled. Because it rained for 40 days and 40 nights, but it took a while for the water to recede as well. So they'd have a little kitchen type area. They would prepare all the food for the humans. Little drying trays there, water jugs. Some cooking stoves, kind of like we use today, only these were made out of terracotta. Basically, they'd start a fire in that rocket stove and boil water. There's an old stove here. Chimney. Goes right outside. They could put a stove just about anywhere. And then they would have areas that they would eat and meet to talk. And they'd have tables, and all of them could sit down and meet and do different things together, and also eat together. There's a good chance they ate a huge vegetable diet, although they did have animals that they could eat that they brought, but a large variety of plants were eaten, I'm sure, and that was grown through the sunlight and the light that they could get through the skylights in the top of the ark. They would use everything from hammocks to bed seats They'd have food sitting around. Actually, a very pleasant life, if you ask me. I would live this way. Now, some of the animals they may have kept closer to their living docile, like the birds, kind of like we do today. There's Noah and his wife. Here's what Noah and Zara's wife, Noah's wife, might have stayed in something like this. He'd have had a nice planning area where he could do all of his captain of the ship stuff and keep records of everything, along with all the provisions and sizes for everything that he was told to make the ark. And so he probably stayed in something a lot like this.
The world is in desperate need of rescue, and we believe that these days people.
Another movie. Yeah, fossil. It's a leaf fossil. That is humongous. A lot of interactive. These are really nice lit up, basically just pictures. There are a lot of interactive TVs and displays conveying information all along the ark as you walk along. There's satellites that explain Ice Age, as far as fossils and the flood, and all the scientific research that they're trying to hide from you. They explain it all to you here in clear, easy to understand, basic, common knowledge. This is a diagram of them building the Tower of Babel. Look at the ancestry through Shem, Ham, and Japheth. And they also explain how all the people of the world came from Shem, Ham, and Japheth and their wives in diversity, just like all the animals came from probably the same species and now are diverse. Makes sense, right? So we don't know where the Tower of Babel was exactly. A lot of towers were made all over.
Yeah, I know. I read it too.
Being taught by somebody. These were found all over, and I'm not too sure they weren't trying to take all these and build on top of that even. And these would have been like foot to a larger tower, because they were trying to get to heaven. So I have my own theory on these towers built all over the world and where they learned how to do them. If you're curious about my theory, you can ask me. And then after the flood, God gave us a rainbow and said he'll never destroy the earth with a flood again. Hurt him too bad, I think. Unfortunately, he is going to destroy the earth again, but this time it will be with fire. And here's some other satellites of things after the flood. of stuff that's happened throughout the world and to different people. So the earliest reference of Christian Ethiopia small artifacts from Ethiopia. And then at the Creation Museum, they have this in a small form, but here at the Ark, they've got the entire timeline as it coincides with each other, history of the world. So very interesting. You're gonna want to spend some time looking through this and really seeing what's going on at the same time throughout history. Clarifies a lot of stuff. It for inside the Ark. I didn't take a lot of film, but there's a little like comic book type wall interactive thing, very artistic, kind of designed for teenage kids, maybe young adults, and we walked through that. But this place is huge. We're gonna go outside and see what kind of things they have out there. We're gonna make our long descent back down through all these 3 levels. Absolutely amazing here. Okay, so we just went through this, and this is where we came in at. We come back out, go through this stuff, and then the Aragat Ridge Zoo. Looks like there might be camels and kangaroos. We might eat at Edinburgh's buffet, not sure. So stick around. Look at the bottom of the Ark, there's this giant store. Fair trade handmade items, photo booth, restrooms, coffee shop, plush animals, and something else down there. Look, they even got handmade baby baskets so you can carry your baby in a basket.
When you feel safe closing in, don't give up, don't give in. We're right on time.
What?
And isn't it great to know that no matter what this world throws at us, no matter what we're going through, He will always see us through. He will always make a way for us. In the middle of nowhere, when it seems no one will when you feel Satan closing. Don't you give up, don't give in. Make the way right on time. No, don't you give up, don't give in. Make the way right on time.
Okay, so there's the Ark, and here's where we go into the zoo. There's a free concert going on over there with a blazing grill, or you can go inside this restaurant here and eat inside. It's called Zara's Kitchen. Ostrich. Ararat Ridge Zoo and petting area. Alright, we're going in to see the kangaroos, and they're out.
Thank you for visiting.
Boop, boop, boop. You want to boop my snoot? Yeah, there's no fence here. It's just us and the kangaroos. Come here, buddy. You want to see one of us? You want to come say hi? What do you think? Let's stay on the path. There are some up here close to the path. I think we... This guy's just laying down in the sand.
Don't go in the grass. Where are those? Kangaroos. You saw and then they might.
What's up, buddy? Just chilling, huh? How you doing, bud? Only your back, yeah. Sorry. It's so tempting. There's some wallabies in here. Here's the lemurs. They're not very active right now. There's none outside, but there's a nice outside lemur attraction. The bitterong is sleeping too. It seems like everything's sleeping here. Middle of the day. And these are porcupines. These are big porcupines. Whoa.
Hi, Dani.
Big porcupines. It'd be cool seeing him standing up, walking around with his quills all out.
He's looking at us.
We do have scheduled presentations throughout the day. They got a tortoise up there right now. They offer camel rides for $10 a ride. Corbin says he's already ridden camels. He doesn't want to ride one. That was always fun when they were younger. So here's the alpacas and llamas. Whoa, a big old camel.
See the big thing in the back of it laying down? Yeah, that's a camel. That's what you're going to ride over here.
This guy, he's just got his own little sand spot he hangs out in.
Look at his beard just swimming in there.
It's hump day. Then we have a Zorse. This is a zebra horse. Pretty cool. So these aren't zeb horses, they're zorse and zonkies and zebroids.
They're working animals.
And that was a zebroid. They also have zorses and zonkies and zebroids. So there's a zonkie and a zebra. Best friends. How you doing, zonkie? How you doing, zebra? They have the little sleuth mine set for the kids here to go gem mining. You can find fossils. They also have a junior zoo adventure. You can go in and do petting zoo type stuff. Look, the Ark Encounter's got an emu like the Vineyard Chicks. You can see the Ark right over there through the trees. That's how far away from the Ark we are. What do you say, pig? What do you think, bud? You enjoying life? He was snorting just a little bit ago. He must be dreaming.
Oh, you sound like Duke. Do it again, please.
That's probably what Duke's doing right now, too. So there's Rainbow Gardens, and then there's Zara's Kitchen, and we are going to go inside here and eat. So I don't know how much I'll be able to show you. My phone's about to die, but if we can get something, I will show you. We're not going to eat it. This is a buffet, and it's lunchtime, so we don't really want a buffet. So we're not going to go there right now.
Her name is Jessica.
So we've been through the entire Ark now. A lot of food things. There is the Truth Traveler right here, the 3D reality experience. We're not going to do that. It is a 4D experience, which is pretty impressive, but this is amazing. I can't even, a regular plane is about half or a third of that size of this. This is humongous, and it was a good time here. Lots of stuff to do for little kids, a lot of photo opportunities. It did only take us about 4 hours to get through everything, but there's only 3 of us. We do go through things rather fast. We didn't get anything to eat. We don't have little kids.
My wristwatch is broken, my shoes are untied. Time is a-ticking, and so is the tide. But I am not worried, things are what they are. Come rain or come shine, or a shooting star.